Fresh English Brew, Coffee Break Podcast, Episode 2. Welcome back to the Fresh English Brew Coffee Break Podcast. I'm Sam.
And I'm Jihan.
Episode 2 is here, and today we're looking back at episodes 6 through 10. But before we get into it, Jihan, the interview.
What about it?
Did you get the job?
You know I can't answer that yet.
I literally watched you prepare for that interview.
And I appreciate that. But the story isn't done yet.
Fine. We'll come back to it. Today we're actually flipping things around. 2 of these episodes were mine, so Jihan gets to ask the questions for once.
I've been looking forward to this.
Don't get too comfortable. Episode 8, The Gym. How nervous were you walking in?
More than I expected, which surprised me because I thought it would be the easy one. No complicated transaction, no formal conversation. You just work out.
But?
It's a new environment with its own rules and vocabulary. Marcus gave me a tour, showed me the cardio section, the weight area, the locker rooms.
What phrase from that episode would you highlight for learners?
Can you show me how this works? I used it during the tour when Marcus pointed to the weight machines. It's a phrase that works everywhere. A new workplace, a kitchen appliance you've never used, a piece of technology. It invites someone to teach you without making you feel like you're admitting weakness.
And there's no embarrassment in asking it.
None. People who know things generally like showing others. That question gives them the chance to help. All right, Sam. Episode 6. The coffee maker. Walk me through it.
So, I ordered a coffee maker online and it arrived broken. I went to the store to return it. I had my receipt, which helped. But the employee told me the item was on sale, so it wasn't eligible for a refund.
What did you say?
I asked if I could exchange it for the same model instead. She checked the stock, found one, and that was basically it. Clean transaction.
It sounds straightforward.
It was because I had the receipt, and I knew what I wanted. If I had gone in without a receipt, or without a clear idea of what I was asking for, it could have gotten complicated.
What phrase did you use to open the conversation?
I'd like to return this. It arrived broken. That's it. 1 sentence. It tells them the item, the problem, and the reason all at once. No long explanation needed up front.
And can that phrase be used in other situations?
Absolutely. I'd like to return this. It's the wrong size. I'd like to return this. It stopped working after 1 use. The structure stays the same. You just swap in the reason. The key is being direct from the start. Customer service staff respond better when they know immediately what they're dealing with.
What about when you found out you couldn't get a refund? What did you say then?
Can I exchange it for the same model? That was my natural next step. When one option is closed, you immediately ask about the next one. Don't wait for them to offer it.
That phrase also works beyond retail situations.
Exactly. Can I exchange this appointment for a later date? Can I exchange this for store credit? The word exchange signals you're still trying to find a solution rather than just complaining. It keeps the conversation moving forward.
And at the end, the receipt.
She asked if I wanted paper or email. I said paper. I'll take the paper copy, please. Simple but worth knowing because in any transaction where you might need proof later, a return, an exchange, a repair, having that physical copy matters. Paper doesn't disappear into a spam folder.
I'll take the paper copy, please. Useful for any situation where you're given a receipt option.
Hotel check-in, car rental, pharmacy pickup, anywhere they give you a choice.
Episode 10. The bank. This one felt more high stakes than a coffee maker.
It was. A charge appeared on my account for $34.99 to a company called Clearstream Solutions. I didn't recognize it. I went to the bank to dispute it.
How did you open that conversation?
I don't recognize this charge on my account, and I'd like to dispute it. Again, 1 sentence that tells them exactly why you're there. No build-up, no apology for being there, just the fact and the action you want taken.
Why is that important?
Because when you go into any formal situation, a bank, a doctor's office, a government office, the person helping you deals with a lot of people. The faster you give them a clear picture of what you need, the faster they can help you. Vague openings slow everything down.
Can that phrase be used beyond banking?
I don't recognize this charge on my phone bill and I'd like to dispute it. I don't recognize this fee on my lease and I'd like to understand it. The structure works anywhere something appears on a statement or document that doesn't look right.
What happened during the dispute process?
The teller explained the process. The charge would be flagged and investigated. I asked, "What happens while the dispute is being reviewed?" Because I wanted to know where the money stood in the meantime.
And that question, can it be used elsewhere?
Any official process where there's a waiting period. What happens while my application is being processed? What happens while the repair is being done? It shows you're thinking ahead and not just handing something over and hoping for the best.
What's the most important phrase from that whole experience?
Could I get a confirmation of that? I asked for a confirmation of the dispute being raised before I left. In any formal situation, a phone call, a bank visit, a complaint, always ask for written or verbal confirmation. It protects you if anything goes wrong later.
Could I get a confirmation of that? Works for dispute resolutions, appointment bookings, anything where something was agreed or promised.
Exactly. Don't leave without it. Before we get to the interview, quick mentions of episode 9, asking for time off. This was a solo moment for you.
Completely solo. I knocked on my manager's door, asked for Friday off, gave a brief reason, a personal matter, and told him I'd have everything submitted by Thursday and that I was letting him know in advance.
How did he respond?
He approved it, said thanks for checking in first, and that was it.
The anticlimax of being well prepared.
It keeps happening, but I'd rather be overprepared than the alternative.
What phrase made the biggest difference in that conversation?
I'm letting you know in advance so it doesn't affect the team. That one line removes the main concern a manager has when someone asks for time off. Will this cause a problem? You answer that before they even ask.
Where else does that phrase transfer?
Any situation where you need to give someone notice. I'm letting you know in advance that I'll be late. I'm letting you know in advance that I need to reschedule. It signals respect for the other person's time and planning. Very different energy from just saying I can't make it.
Good instinct. All right. The interview. Episode 7. Tell me about yourself.
The classic opener, and the one most people underestimate because it sounds simple. But tell me about yourself is actually asking you to frame your entire professional identity in 60 to 90 seconds.
What did you say?
I kept it focused. 3 years of experience in marketing. Recently moved to the US to grow my career. My qualifications match what they're looking for. No personal details they didn't need. No rambling.
Why is that structure important?
Because interviewers hear hundreds of answers to that question. The ones that stick are the ones that connect your background directly to the role. Not your whole life story, just the part that's relevant to why you're sitting in that chair.
What about working under pressure? That came up too.
Yes. I work well under pressure. That phrase sounds simple, but it carries a lot of weight in a professional context. And I backed it up immediately. I gave an example. A campaign that was delayed when a vendor canceled last minute. I found alternatives the same day. We launched only 2 days late. The client was satisfied.
That's the key, isn't it? The phrase alone means nothing without the story behind it.
Right. I work well under pressure is just a claim. The example is the proof. Every strong answer in a job interview has both.
The cultural diversity question, that's the one I thought was the hardest.
It was the most personal. How do you handle working with people from different backgrounds? I said I enjoy it, that my experience coming from Korea and working internationally taught me to listen carefully, ask questions rather than assume, and stay flexible. And that diversity usually leads to better ideas.
What made that answer work?
Honesty. I wasn't performing an answer I thought they wanted to hear. I was describing something I actually believe and have lived. Interviewers can tell the difference.
The questions you ask them, that section surprised me when I heard about it.
Most people treat the "do you have any questions for us" moment as optional. It's not. I asked about the team, about what success looks like in the first 90 days, about professional development and mentorship. 3 questions. 1 shows you're curious, 2 shows you're prepared, 3 shows you've genuinely thought about what it would be like to work there. More than 3 starts to feel like an interrogation.
And the result?
Still unfolding, Sam.
Oh, come on, Jihan.
You are just going to have to keep watching to find out what happened.
Well, before we wrap up, What's the one thing from this whole batch of episodes that you think every learner should take away?
Don't wait to be offered something. Whether it's an exchange in a store, a refund at the bank, or a question at the end of an interview, ask for what you need directly. Most people wait. The ones who ask clearly and calmly get further.
I think that's exactly right. And on the language side, the phrases we talked about today aren't just for these specific situations. They're structures you can borrow and adapt. I'd like to return this because I don't recognize this and I'd like to. Could I get a confirmation of that? Learn the structure and the situation takes care of itself.
That's a good way to put it. Sam, if you had to give one piece of advice to someone about to walk into a job interview in English, what would it be?
Know your stories, not just your answers, your stories, the moments that prove what you're saying is true. Anyone can say they're organized or a good communicator. The person who remembers a specific moment when those things mattered, that person stands out.
And from my side, ask questions at the end. Not one out of politeness. Real questions that show you've thought about what it would actually be like to work there. That moment matters more than most people realize.
Good advice from both sides of the table. All right, that's our episode 2. Thanks for listening to the Fresh English Brew Coffee Break podcast. Episodes 6 through 10 are on the channel. Go practice those phrases. See you next time.